Hello, and welcome to Archi Corner. This is episode number 7 titled Basic ADA Requirements for Door Clearances. So let's get started. First, let's get some terminology out of the way. I know it may be simple and probably obvious, but here you see a door in floor plan view. On one side of the door, you have the hinge side. On the other side of the door, you have the latch side. You also have your pull side and your push side, and knowing these terms will help us orientate ourselves. We can see, for example, that we can approach a door in at least 6 different ways. We have the front approach on the pull side, the hinge approach on the pull side, the latch approach on the pull side, and also on the opposite side of the door, we have the front approach on the push side, the hinge approach on the push side, and the latch approach on the push side. Oh man, that's a tongue twister. But today we're only going to focus on the main approach to a door, which is the front approach from both the push side and the pull side. The basics are these. The door itself has to provide 32 inches minimum when open. That means that this is measured between the face of the door and the door stop when the door is open 90 degrees. On the pull side, the clearances that are required are the following. Between the latch side and any obstruction, there has to be 18 inches minimum for all interior doors. If this was an exterior door, you would be required to have 24 inches minimum. In front of the door in the pull side, you must also have 60 inches minimum. As you can see here, there's an area in the shape of a square that basically has to remain free of any obstruction. Likewise on the push side. Between the latch side and any obstruction, there has to be 12 inches minimum. And in front of the door, you must have 48 inches minimum. Likewise here, you can see that an area in the shape of a square needs to remain clear of obstructions. But there are exceptions. For example, for the 18 inches minimum dimension on the pull latch side, when a door is recessed, an obstruction may be allowed within the required clearance if the obstruction protrudes less than 8 inches from the door wall. For the 12 inches minimum dimension on the push latch side, an obstruction may be allowed within the required clearance if the door is not provided with both a closer and a latch. In other words, the door may have a latch or it may have a closer, but not both. So far things look pretty simple, right? Now the only thing that we're missing are the clearances required for the heights. Hardware can be mounted between 34 inches minimum and 48 inches maximum above the finished floor. The door itself must provide 80 inches minimum, but if the door has a closer or a door stop, then they can be mounted at 78 inches minimum, so just a couple inches lower, you see. Now that is it, that's all there is for ADA clearances, at least the basic clearances that are required for doors. Now since I live in California, I know that the building code in chapter 11 is pretty much the same as what I have described here. The only exception is that the door hardware can only be mounted to 44 inches max above the finished floor, not 48 inches. But they may be different in other states. You may want to check my other video regarding ADA versus accessibility that may explain this issue a bit more. As always, I would like to thank you for watching this video. If you found it to be helpful, don't forget to like it, and please subscribe. But for now, this is Archi Corner signing out.